I had fun creating these very festive, cute nails. I'm going to create dimension into my nails by carving holes and then using gel to illuminate this unique look. I created those cute nails with the help of MelodySusie's nail dust collector. It's very interesting with the combination of the fan and the e-file. Let me share it with you. Here it is, the MelodySusie nail dust collector. I want to thank MelodySusie for sponsoring this video. They asked me to share this with you, their nail dust collector. Now, I think it's really interesting because a lot of people are working with fans and an e-file too. This combines the two together. And this is why I think it's cool, because you place this right on your desk like this, you plug it in, they've got a nice little holder for your handpiece. Now for me, a lot of the times this is about, honestly, the handpiece. That's one of the most key important tools for me. So you can plug your handpiece right into the side of the system. Now, why I like it is it is pretty lightweight, I will tell you, and it always comes with this metal piece. You guys ever notice when you buy e-files, they all have this metal bit in there? That's because the handpiece wants to keep something in there. So when you are working with it all the time, keep something in there all the time. So I'm gonna undo it just like every other handpiece, and I've got the bits that comes with. This one is pretty standard, these come with them all. But it's nice to get them because you really want this mandrel when you're buffing, and I'll be using that when I start shaping the nail because I'm going to carve some holes into these nails. So I'm going to use that. I'll put that aside. But I did get these extra ones. These are about $30 for this bunch of carbide bits. Now, I really like them, and a couple of these are going to be perfect for this design. And that's what I want to show you, this cute little design. Okay, so I think I'm going to use this one. Oh, if anybody wants to know, this is called the Umbrella F. Okay, so I'm going to put it in my handpiece. So for me, like I say, if I'm going to buy something like this, number one, I'm going to look at the handpiece first. And it is very lightweight. I do like that. And there's this little handle on the side. You can just rest it in there so your handpiece isn't going to fall off the counter. Okay, so now I'm gonna work over top. This has actually become my workstation now. And it's a filter. I'll just quickly show you how it's gonna work. This is the filter that all the dust is gonna catch it in there, and then you can clean it. This you can clean out probably about every 3 to 4 months if you're pretty busy. If you're just doing yourself, you could last a lot longer, and you just clean it out, right? And you can pop that in. There's got a little magnet thing so it sticks in there. So what I like though is that these controllers are right here, right in front of you. They're not off to the side or on anything in particular. You can just touch them and go. So I've touched it and I've turned it on. And then I'm gonna turn my handpiece on. There it goes. So it shows on top there a little digital display, and I just turn it up. That's 5 RPMs. 5,000 that is. This is a 30,000 RPMs, which really impressed me. I like that. So that's cool. And that was just the e-file. If you just want to use the file directly, the handpiece, you can just go for it. But if you want to catch the dust in this one area, then you just turn on the fan. And they have the option to go stronger. And you can go up again, another one. Pretty cool. And light as touch as ever. You don't have to push hard on it, so you're not going to move the unit. Okay. I chose this particular bit because I'm going to carve a hole in the side. That's just set on 5,000 RPMs, and it's going pretty good. Look at that. Why am I doing that? It's just the design. That'll be fun.
That's different.
I know. Okay, let me go over here. There, I just carved some holes in it just to get a little jiggy. Look how easy that was. It didn't skip, it didn't stop. At 30,000 RPMs, it's got pretty good torque on it too. It doesn't stop, it doesn't jitter, it doesn't do any of that, so it's pretty good. And I can feel it sucking the dust. So the dust is just falling and sucking right into that little space. funny. I'm not finished yet. Just having a little fun. I'm trying to make it look a little bit different, but it's hard because I can't drill on my nail plate. Maybe I'll make this one kind of bigger. Maybe just on one side. So I have an option. This design is very 3D. So when you're looking at it, you're going to look at this design. It looks more cooler in real life. The camera, it's hard to pick up the dimensions of it, but it is very dimensional. So the design goes deep in, so you can see it. But when we move it, you'll be able to look inside and see it.
You should have painted the nails orange. You could call it Swiss cheese nails.
Maybe you should be a nail technician and have your own channel. I'll film it for you and I'll do all the editing.
Yeah, we could switch roles. I think
that'll be fun. Swiss cheese. I imagine that'll be very, very popular. I'm sure somebody's done that already, Cameraman.
I don't know. Anyway.
We should look it up. Mm-hmm. I'm curious now. I mean, honestly, I guess you could call it that. It's good. Okay, so now we just turn. Oh, you can also do it reverse if you're looking to have the bits go in the reverse. Okay, so I'm going to turn it off. Cool. And let's see all the dust that it's captured. You can even see the green color in there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's quite
yeah, so it didn't even, it's so fine. It just all landed inside there.
In the filter.
Like you can see it. Can you see it? Yeah, you can. Look at that.
I can, yeah.
It caught it. Great. So then you would just clean this filter off. You just kind of dust it off and just kind of bash it into your garbage. Because otherwise, quite frankly, it just ends up in my towel. Okay, so I'm going to build these nails. I got to fill the holes back in after I paint the design. So I will bring that back in when I need it. Okay, let me just prep my gel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buff up the surface because I'm going to put builder gel in the holes once I paint the design. So just let me buff these up. Just got some white gel and I'm going to paint black and white stripes inside the depth of the nail. Oh, do you hear Critter?
I hear something in there, right?
It's pretty loud, actually. He wants in here. Maybe you should let him in here, cameraman.
All right. He doesn't have a chair.
He doesn't have a chair. Maybe he'll just lay on the carpet. Don't be shy, Crits. See that? So I just paint the inside of that. See that? You can really see it clear. Notice when I paint it, you can really actually see the depth of it. So I'm going to go ahead and paint all the insides with the white. Hi, Crits. What's going on? Feeling a little lonely up there? You know what he's doing, don't you? He's looking for his chair. Mm-hmm. Cameraman stole it. Look at that. You can really see the depth now. Can you see that, cameraman?
I can. Yeah, yeah.
Cool. Okay, I'm just going to give it a quick nuke. And I'm going to go ahead and paint all the rest of the insides white. Once you put the white down, you can really see the depth appear. Can you see that? This is a very hard look to see on camera. It's one of those designs you see much better in real life, to be honest. Okay, I'm going to nuke it. Then I'm going to clean my brush off and I'm going to paint the black lines vertically to sort of give that depth where you can look down inside. So all I'm doing literally is starting from the bottom and pulling upward and just causing a stripe. That's it, just a line, I should say. And I'll go ahead and do that on all of them. Don't need a lot of paint. See that? With the green and the black and white, I was kind of going for a Halloween thing, but I realized it's kind of kiwi looking. Anybody getting kiwi vibes? Now, of course, the closer that you're doing the design to the apex, that'll be the thickest point, depending on how you built the nail, but that will give you the most depth. And of course, the closer you get to the free edge, you won't have as much thickness to make those stripes effective. And if you make a mistake and put too much, you can just go back and add a stripe of white. There's always ways you can fix your boo-boos. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to give it a quick little flash cure just to secure those lines so I don't hit them again. Okay, I'll finish the index. So see that I kind of collided it, so just clean off your brush and get some white. And you can always wipe it clean again if you want to start again. I'm just going to try to see if I can go in between that black blob. Okay, and I'm going to touch it up a bit, go over a few of the black lines again so it's a little bit stronger. Okay, I'll give them a nuke, and then before I fill them in, I'm going to fill them in with builder gel. I'm just going to put like in the holes, I'm going to form it so it catches it, and then we can fill in with the builder, and then I can file it. So now I'm going to get rid of this gel so I don't get stuff in it. Okay, so now I just want to bring back that original shape of my fingernail, or the acrylic nail, and I'm going to fill it in with some gel. And I'm filling it in with gel because it's really nice and clear. It's really quite easy to fill it in, actually. Just cut some builder gel in a bottle, and I'm going to pop it in there, pop it in all my little holes. Simple as that. So I'm going to do that to all of them, and then we're going to file them up. So now I'm ready to start filing. Now, like I said, this is pretty standard. It comes with most e-files, this little bit section here. But these I love. You got to pay extra for these ones. But I absolutely love these kind of bits because these are the ones that does the work, the sculpting. So the little one, remember I did that one to carve in the hole? I don't like these for sculpting, so I will take this one out. That's what we have a great selection of bits for. I'm going to choose this one. I can use this one too, and I like this shape. These are my two favorite shapes for actually sculpting. And the teeth on them look really good, so I can really dig in and sculpt it quite effectively. So now you've seen the side on the button, so I'm just going to turn it on. I'm going to turn the fan on, and I'm going to pick the speed. I have like about 6,000 or 7,000 RPMs for sculpting. Yeah, you can see it pulling the dust right in. That's quite powerful. I'm gonna turn it down to 6. So I'm just sculpting and getting the shape in there and taking away all the lumps and bumps, and I'll do that with every single nail. And that feels pretty good. Okay, now I'll turn it down. And I'm going to change the bit again. I'm going to use, where's that? You know that pointy one I used to dig out the holes? I'm going to use that, sort of a cone shape, to scoop out underneath. I really like the buttons on the side here. That's really handy. So I'm just going to do a nice little sweep underneath to make sure it's nice and even. It won't need much. So I'm going to turn it off because I'm going to switch the bit. Now I do use, remember I said this isn't so much used, but this one is. I like the mandrel from there with the arbor band. And I've got my arbor band. I like to go over the nail. Here's just a little professional tip. I go over the entire nail once I'm finished with my arbor band to smooth it out, because sometimes those can make it a little bit like that. So to get a complete smooth sweep before you gel polish, that's what I do. I'll turn that up to about 3,000 or 4,000 RPMs. See how I just go over the whole nail? Just very nice and smooth and even. And I'll do that with every single nail. It just really ensures that you're gonna have a nice, smooth, no dips and gullies whatsoever. Okay, then I can turn it off. So easy, it's great. And don't forget to put your little thing in there because you don't want to drop your handpiece. You really do want to make sure that it is secure. Well, that's actually pretty cool. Okay, so now I am going to just file up my shapes. Make sure that I have a nice sort of a shorter almond. And then I'm going to top coat them, and let's take a look at the reveal shots and see if we can see that depth. Very subtle, but when you turn it, you can really see the depth in there. And of course, the thicker the nail is, the more depth you'll have. But they actually turned out really cute. I want to thank MelodySusie for sponsoring this video. You'll find discount codes along with links in the description below. And check out this video I did with Grant with cute little Halloween designs.